So today we're gonna do something a little bit different. I'm gonna be talking about the real estate market here in South Florida while doing my AI powered workout. And today's gonna be a pull day. It's a little bit late. I typically do these early in the day. However, I got to the gym late and it is what it is. So that's what we're gonna do. And we're gonna be talking specifically about, I'm gonna say some of the new legislation that's affecting the real estate market. We're gonna be talking a little bit about just condos, how the condo market is doing. Just a little heads up. Not doing too great. Not doing too great. And man, now is the time to make sure you have good people on your team. I'm gonna talk about it while I'm doing my workout. So let's get inside and get this workout going. I've been doing this since, man, I was a kid. I first started working out when I was 12. I'm 30, so it's been a while. You know, fitness, of course, but it's really good for stress. And if you're managing the condominium HOAs, typically you're gonna wanna have something that will help you relieve stress, because you're gonna wanna pull your hair out. Because there are so many things that affect you as a board member, or even as an owner if you're handling it yourself. As a way to kind of help with your time is I want to put together a few things that you could do to help minimize your daily time spent to the property, and some systems you want to check. And we're going to talk about just some common mistakes that property owners and board members make whenever they're doing a self-managed property. And of course, if you don't want to do that, you can always reach out to Limestone Property Management. Myself and my team will be happy to help you. But I'm gonna hit this set and then we'll talk some more. So I think the first issue that I see happen a lot of times with, they don't take the complaints and concerns of the residents very serious. So when you're a board member, you're ultimately working for the residents' scrutiny, not just by your peers, but also by the Florida statutes. And if you're not addressing it, if you're not addressing their concerns correctly, it could be escalated in name. So if you do have, let's say, a chronic complainer, or somebody who is consistently, it feels like they're making a lot of trouble for your property, it's not a good idea to just shut them off right away. You got to kind of use kid gloves and make them feel heard. There's an acronym that I had that I use for a lot of properties. So CARE stands for C, comprehend the problem. So really understand what it is they're saying to you. A is articulate the problem back. So if somebody says, this neighbor's really loud, oh, so somebody's making a lot of noise, it's hard for you to sleep, and it's your neighbor above, right? You're dealing with a lot of loud noises, so articulate it so that way they know you understand it. Recognize the issue, so acknowledge the issue, don't just minimize it. When they come to you and they're bringing it at a board meeting, especially publicly at a board meeting, don't shut them down as bad as you want them to. Recognize the issue, and lastly, express a solution. Now that doesn't mean you have to give it in the moment, but sometimes just saying, giving them your assurance that you're going to look into it further is enough to just make them calm down and buy you a little bit more time before it escalates any further. With that being said, I'm gonna hit my next set, which is, I was high when I made this. I must have been, because 270 for 12, there's no way. If I could hit 8, I'll be happy. So let's up it and hit 270. Another one I'm going to go ahead and add is overthinking hurricane preparedness, but not just overthinking hurricane preparedness, but I want to say overthinking projects in general, because a lot of times I would do the analogy that like when board members go from managing their home and now you're managing a building, you're going to be facing like proposals and contracts that are going to be significantly bigger than what you're used to. And a lot of times when you're faced with, let's say, a painting project and you're seeing contracts of 200,000, 300,000, I see people you may get paralysis by analysis. And it's good to be careful. You're dealing with a lot of money. So I understand it and I recommend it. However, when you're overthinking it, you start to spin your wheels and you're going nowhere fast. And sometimes you just got to pull the trigger. And sometimes you got to take that opportunity to speak with your team and ask them, do you really trust them? Like, are you because if you don't trust people that you're working with, then maybe you're looking into getting somebody new. Because you always want to have a healthy level of skepticism, but there is also an unhealthy level of skepticism. And there's no definitive way or textbook definition I could point to say like this is what it looks like. It takes a lot of self-reflection. It takes a lot of honesty. And if you're feeling like that's what's happening because maybe the other members, and that's a good sign that there is like some really poor maybe communication or some really bad, I don't want to say bad blood, but just distrust amongst peers, is if none of the board are on the same page with anything. That's a huge red flag that something is wrong. And it's just going to harm you and your neighbors in the end. So I'm going to try another set, but now we switched workouts. We went from doing deadlifts, we're going to hit some curls, and I don't have too much time left, so I'm going to hit those curls right now. Quite often. And if you're not staying up to date with what's coming up on the pipeline and what's in the books, you will be running your property incorrectly without realizing it. And I'm actually going through that right now. An example is one of the biggest changes that took into effect in July is if you make a records request in your association, gone are the days where the association could say, there's our records, go look for it. Now they have to provide you a checklist. Your association has to provide you a checklist of the items that they're giving you in order to inspect. Where I live, my HOA, they weren't aware of that. And somebody made a request and they didn't do that. And this is a big no-no, because this could be used as evidence for a board member's willful decision. So this can be used as your willful decision to not oblige by current statutes. So if you're not staying up to date with it, you're hurting yourself and you're hurting your residents. We're gonna do one more set for bicep curls. No, 2 more sets, which I'm gonna hit right now. I wasn't too sure how to end this episode, so I pretty much just wanted to say thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this new format that I'm trying out, let me know. I'm trying to educate and entertain, and hopefully I succeeded. So share your thoughts, and I'll catch you guys on the next episode.